This is the novel engine. It's a Writer IDE that I created that basically puts you in the realm of a agent or a publishing house rather than an actual writer. It's great for people who have ideas that they actually want to hear and read rather than people who actually want to write a novel. So it's kind of more building a novel rather than writing one. So let's start with a pitch room. Let's start a new pitch. So Spark is our agent in this room. We have several agents in this application that help you build out a novel. Let's say we wanted to build a sci-fi heist. Just toss it to the idea guy, let him kind of go. Now he's going to think a little bit, and basically the recommendations he's going to give you are based off of the settings in your profile. Who the author is your creative DNA. Basically, these are the things that I like to write about. So it gives recommendations based off of this information here. Let's go back to the pitch room. So you basically have a few questions. Let's say they're stealing data. And two, protagonist is a ancient robot. And sci-fi. What makes it sci-fi? That's a good question. Let's see. What are my recommendations? I'm gonna go with AI. I really like that one. Ancient. Time manipulation. It's a tough call. Let's just go with the tech and see what it says. Let's see what we got out of this. So it's gonna tell us we've got some good ingredients. But three things need to turn the premise into an engine. So basically, we continue doing this until you have a pitch card. What does a pitch card look like? Let's go to add up zero. A pitch card looks like this. So this pitch card was built out and then scaffolded by Spark, re-architected in the scaffolding stage by our ghostwriter, and then we did a hard pivot. I worked on this for a while to get this particular pitch card worked out. Other things we have here is our story Bible, which has quite a bit of lore, voice profile, how I want to write this. I changed the point of view quite a few times just to get the narrative right that I liked. Everything here has a history, so you can revert if you need to, and you can also check your diff just to see what's changed, which makes it very much like an IDE. So what happens? You go through the pitch, you do the scaffolding, you write your first draft. Mostly that's just letting the ghostwriter write it for you, and then you respond. You can get in the weeds as much as you would like. Then things like first read, generate some reports. So that first read generated this reader report, which kind of tells you the engagement from the perspective of a cold reader who's never ever read this book before, doesn't know what this book is about, and then kind of gives you a report on what it thinks the book reads like. Then we have Lumen, who's your dev editor, gives you seven lenses: premise and promise, protagonist arc, supporting cast, some engagement stuff. I don't know. I don't really read these. Scene 5, scene necessity, pros and craft, thematic integration, and then like an overall, like here's the things you need to address in order to improve your book. So that turns into a set of project tasks as well as a set of revision prompts, which then you run through your revision plan here. You can run those in an automated way or not. You can address them individually, or you can just say auto fix them all. It depends on how in the weeds you want to get. You could use this to crank out novels, romance novels, over and over again if you really wanted to. Sable, which is around this. So after the second revision, or after the first revision, you go through another read, another assessment, and this is a new agent called Sable, which does a copy edit. Then you go through another round of fixes, which is where I'm at with this book. Then eventually that produces a manuscript, which has Markdown, Word documents, and EPUB. PDF does not exist, but it is there. Just open the folder, and then you've got your documents ready to go to publish. Other things to note is this is not just tied to one provider. It plugs into the Claude CLI, the Codex CLI, and the Olama CLI. So if you're plugged into all three, you can really choose who you want to ghostwrite or work on your book. Secondary models are for things in the revision queue that don't require a heavy model. So you could be like, "No, I want to generate prose with ChatGPT 5.5, but if I'm fixing stuff, I really don't care. So maybe Sonnet would be a good secondary model." And once those are set, they're set for good, and you're good to go. The great thing about this is it works off the CLI, so it's all subscription based. You don't pay per token, you don't pay a hosting cost, and nobody's making money off your creativity in the margins. And without further ado, that is the Novel Engine.